Hello there. Welcome back to Grandma Ray Don't Play, and I'm Rachel. Alright, let's do some dessert. So let's make some cherry banana cake. Cherry banana cake, okay? Alright, similar to banana bread, except we're going to be adding cherries to it and a few more items, okay? Alright, so let's do it. Give it a thumbs up, please. Share the video, and right now, could you subscribe? Thank you. Check out my links below and let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to read off all the ingredients. Okay, so you're going to need 1½ cups of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 cup of butter, room temperature. And if you don't have it room temperature, you can just slice it up and take your mixer and mix it first with the mixer to get it soft, okay? Or in my case, I'm using a Ninja. 1 cup of brown sugar. If you don't have brown sugar, you can substitute the sugar for white sugar. 2 eggs, large. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. 1/4 cup of sour cream. 1/2 cup of milk. 1/4 cup of cherry juice. So this is the cherries that I purchased, and so you want the juice out of here, okay? 2½ cups of mashed bananas. I'm only putting 1 cup of bananas in mine, but it calls for 2½ cups. So if you have 2½ cups, you can add it. If you don't, do what you can, okay? So in my case, I'm adding 1 cup of mashed bananas, which was 3 bananas, okay? 1/4 cup of cut in half cherries. So again, these cherries that I showed you, you're gonna cut them in half, like I did, okay? Alright, so we have all the ingredients that I read out, so let me go step by step with you, okay? So the first thing I want to do is I want to add my 1/2 cup of butter, which is equal to 1 stick of butter. It's not room temperature like it's supposed to be, so I cut it in slices, as you can see, okay? And the Ninja is going to get that to room temperature for me. The Ninja is very powerful. It will solve that problem. Okay. Alright, so now I want to add the other ingredients. I'm going to add the 1½ cups of flour. Why don't I add the liquid first? So I'm going to add 1/2 cup of milk. Let me get a 1/2 cup measure if I can find one here. Let's see. I'm using them all. Okay, I have one. So you notice I'm putting my liquid in on the bottom first. 1/2 cup of milk going in. And the next thing I want to add is my sour cream. So the sour cream is 1/4 cup. This is the 1/4 cup. No, you can't see the top of the Ninja. Wait a minute. That's better. Okay, much better. 1/4 cup of sour cream going in. Okay. Then I'm going to add my eggs. I have 2 eggs here. 2 eggs. Going in. And I want to mix that now so that my butter can get broken down. So if you're not familiar with the Ninja, let me tell you about it. It can puree food, which I'm going to actually have a couple of videos on pureeing food, because a lot of people can't eat regular food. They can't swallow it and that sort of thing. They may have some kind of condition. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. And this is also, you can make smoothies, and you can make coladas. It's also a mixer. So you don't need an extra machine to mix, make cakes and that sort of thing. It's just can do a number of things, It makes ice cream. I can go on and on and on. Okay, and it's loud, so let me forewarn you of that. So I'm going to hit the mix. Okay, now I'm going to start adding right from the beginning. So I'm going to add my 1.5 cups of flour. Okay, we got our flour in. Now we need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, I have my teaspoon measure. Okay, I'm going to level the salt off. Put the salt in. Okay, now we're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay. Oh, I didn't show you the salt. I'm sorry, we just put the salt in, remember? Okay, now we're going to put in the baking powder. I like to show you as I go so that you're with me. We want 2 teaspoons of baking powder. You put it in and you level it off with the back of the knife. So that's 1. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, now we already have our butter in there. We're going to add our sugar. This is 1 cup of brown sugar. If you don't have brown sugar, you can use white sugar. Okay, so we have our brown sugar in. We have our 2 eggs in already. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is vanilla extract. If you have real vanilla, you can use that. I'm using imitation vanilla. So 2 teaspoons of this vanilla. 1, 2. I put in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, okay? Okay. The sour cream is already in, which was 1/4 cup. 1/2 cup of milk is already in. We need 1/4 cup of cherry juice. This is 1/4 cup of cherry juice from the jar of cherries. And then we need the mashed bananas. Okay, so I'm not going to put the cherries in the Ninja because if I put them in there, the Ninja is so powerful, it will just break them all into little pieces. And I don't want the cherries in little pieces. I want you to actually be able to see the nice chunks of cherries. So once I mix everything and pour the batter out into a bowl, I'll mix the cherries in by hand. And that's what I would suggest you do as well. You don't want the cherries broken up into little pieces. The idea is to see the chunks of cherry for presentation, okay? Alright, so we're going to mix this up. The Ninja's loud again. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, to me, my batter is a little too loose. So I made this recipe up in the top of my head. So I don't always get it right because, you know, I'm human, right? So in this case, I'm definitely going to have to tighten it up. So I'm going to add another 1/2 cup of flour to tighten my batter up. Switch out this container because I need this 1/2 cup measure. Wash this. So when I added the cherry juice, I believe that's what made it loose. So by adding this 1/2 cup of flour, now you're going to change your recipe to 2 cups of flour instead of 1 1/2. Okay, 2 cups of flour. And we're going to see how that works out. I'm still not satisfied, guys. I hate to tell you. But I'm going to add another half a cup of flour. And because I'm adding another cup of flour, I'm going to have to add some more baking powder to make sure it rises. Okay, so now this means that we have a total of 2.5 cups of flour total. I think that might do it. Okay, and we originally had 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Now we're going to have 3. So I'll reread the recipe again. And let me mark it now so I don't forget. Okay. All right. I think we should be good now. Oh yeah, we're good now. I'm going to straight down my sides. Okay, so I'm going to pour this off into this bowl, and now I'm going to adjust the camera down so you can see. Great. And you see it's a cherry color, it's like a peach color. That's because of the cherry juice. That's the idea. Okay. And I got flour everywhere, I see. Okay, so now we want to fold in the cherries. let me let you see this. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna get my pan that we're gonna bake it in, and we're gonna prep that for the oven. I'm putting my oven on 350, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I have my 2 pans. I put some olive oil in the bottom of the pan, and then I took a paper towel and wiped around the edge and the bottom, because I don't buy Pam. Okay, I'm not gonna buy that, and I need that's $2.99 a can, and I spray that out, and then I need another one in 3 or 4 days. Okay. So now we're gonna just pour half in each one first. You try to get it even if you can. You see how that's pouring? That's the consistency that I want. Okay, so it's all ready to go into the oven. So let me give you the recipe again, because you know I added more flour and baking powder. So here's the final recipe, and you can scrap the first one. So you're going to add 2½ cups of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 cup of milk, 1/2 cup of butter, room temperature, 1 cup of brown sugar. If you don't have the brown sugar, you can switch it with regular sugar, 2 large eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1/4 cup of sour cream, 1/2 cup of milk, 1/4 cup of cherry juice, 2½ cups of mashed bananas. If you don't have 2½ cups, in my case I only had 1 cup of bananas. That's okay, you can add the 1 cup of bananas. 1/4 cup of cut in half cherries that you're going to fold in after you mix. Okay? Alright, so now it's going to go in the oven, and I'll give you the word of the day. Give me a second. Thank you. The word of the day. The word of the day is make the most out of life while you can. Make the most out of life while you can. So consider this. You should work hard to gain as much as you can gain, so that you can store up for the unknown. You should make right decisions. Don't move hastily. Try to be a good citizen. Try to do your best you can on your job. If you want to move yourself up the ladder, don't hesitate. Get that done. You know, if you have to go to school or what you have to do, figure that out. Even the finances, figure that out, because you don't know what tomorrow holds. So you got to make the most out of life right now. Even if you are, let's say you may not work, okay, and you're at home, you could still make the most out of life. You can maybe decide, okay, today I'm gonna do this in the house, or I'm gonna go here, or I'm gonna go sit out so that I can mingle with people, or I'm gonna go volunteer. Make the most out of life while you can, because one day you may not be able to do that. And if you do all your preparation now, the rewards will be great later. Make the most while you can. That's the word of the day.